بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى قيام يوم الدين. Assalamu alaikum, my beloved ones, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As this year, the expectation of two Eid is there, so it becomes our duty and responsibility to clarify a few things to our beloved mu'mineen, because those are the things which many times our beloved mu'mineen, they become confused in. So let's try to see, first of all, so I'm going to mention three things in this short video. I hope it's short, but it's very important for you to understand if you are interested in knowing why two Eid. So will the Eid be on Monday, 2nd May, or on 3rd May, Tuesday? That is the possibility this year. Definitely 99% there are two Eids this year. I'm talking about Europe. I'm talking about Europe. Okay. So why differences, first of all? Why disunity among Muslims? Why two Eids? Why this? Why that? Why Maraja are not united? And so on. First of all, do the Mu'minin have the right to question these questions? Yes, indeed. They have the right. They have to ask. When they see something they feel fishy, they have to ask. And we have to welcome them. We can't shun them. No, you don't ask. Just no. They have the right to ask, and it becomes our responsibility to clarify to them so that the confusion goes away. It seems like there are two political parties. I decide this day, I decide this day. That's not like that. That is not like that at all. So why differences happen? So as we know, our Maraja, they strongly depend on the text. They don't depend on qiyas or all those things which are not directed by Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wasalam. The text to our Maraja is Quran and the Hadith, authentic Hadith. And then they use intellectual concepts, logical analogies on these ayat and the Hadith. So the fatwa comes out firm and strong. So now, why the ikhtilaf on moon sighting? If the Quran is one, Hadith is one, then why? The reason is that sometimes the verse of the Quran is not clear. There's a room to have two different directions. And there's where ijtihad comes in. So the question comes here, is ijtihad permissible or not permissible? If it is haram, then ikhtilaf is haram. No one amongst the Muslims, no Sunni, no Shia, none of the Muslims, they say ijtihad is haram. Ijtihad in some cases obligation. If there is no one mujtahid, everyone is responsible in the Muslim community or school of Ahlul Bayt especially to have a mujtahid. So now we have several mujtahid. So now we have mujtahid and we have Quran and Hadith. So when the Quranic ayat is not clear, or when the Hadith is not clear, so mujtahid, from the mujtahidin, he will do his research, thought process, and he will conclude one opinion, which might be opposing the opinion of other mujtahid. Is that good or bad? Definitely good, because this is out of intellectual process which Islam has promoted us to do. Okay, Islam promotes this intellectual process. Islam promotes ijtihad where the evidences are not clear. When the evidence is clear, no ijtihad. So let's see the hadith of moon sighting. Is it clear or not? This is not to mention the lesson of moon sighting. This is to mention the responsibility. What is our responsibility this Eid? But I have given these sessions in detail and presented the hadith as well. These hadith are sahih and authentic. The Maraja, they have considered these hadith to be authentic 100%. What are these hadith? There are several hadith, 4 to 5 hadith, mentioning that if moon is sighted in a region, it is sufficient for other region. Full stop, period. Then what? Yeah, that is the problem. The problem is Hadith mentioned if it's cited in region, it is sufficient for other region. Hadith did not tell us how far are these two regions or how close these two regions have to be, how far that further than that they cannot be. This was not mentioned in the hadith. So Mujtahid will come and put his thought process, will look into this hadith. Because we said Mujtahid is wajib, ijtihad is wajib. And when these some of the evidences are not clear, Mujtahid needs to put his input in it and do a research. And then if one Mujtahid says one direction, another Mujtahid the other direction, then this ikhtilaf differences are by default, they're default of ijtihad. Because ijtihad is not taqlid that this Mujtahid should follow this Mujtahid. No, every Mujtahid does his own research. For example, Sayyid al-Khu'i did his research, and some other maraji who has their opinion like Sayyid al-Khu'i. And it is very strong. What did they use? They use science, mathematics, logical argument. Wow, mathematics, our maraji, for your information, our top maraji are top mathematicians. You might not have that knowledge. Sayyid al-Khu'i Quddasisra was a top mathematician. Sayyid Sistani, top mathematicians. These are top mathematicians. They use mathematics, they use logic, there's algorithm, there's all these things, and they deduce the fatwa. Okay, so Sayyid al-Khu'i had a opinion that if the nights, the distance between one city and another city is sharing of the night, even if they are very far away, it doesn't matter. So if it is sighted in one region, it is sufficient for other region, even if the sun was setting in one region or sun is set in one region and sun is going to rise in other region. Because Sayyid al-Khui's method was that sharing of the night is from the sunset to the sunrise. Other maraja, they have until Fajr. So the night to Sayyid al-Khui is also longer night. This also we practice in Hajj as well. So this is the night issue. Okay. Sayyid Sistani, on the other hand, says no. The regions, they should be close enough that if it is sighted here, it has to be sighted. That means the moon sighting parameters, pure scientific theory. No sunset, no moonset, no nothing. Parameters. Are the parameters of moon in a way it can be sighted in this region and this region similar? They both can share. If not similar, they both cannot share. East and west doesn't matter. So they need to be close enough that the parameters are similar, like the size of the moon, the illumination of the moon, and all those kind of detailed parameters, calculations. However, see this instances, if it is sighted in, let me show you on the map. If it is sighted in one region, okay, let's say this region, this green, Florida, let's say, okay, then even if the distance is far away, they can follow this sighting because the moon is getting stronger and bigger. So if it was sighted in Florida, it has to be sighted in California. It has to be, okay, because they have not same scientific parameters or moon sighting parameters. The parameters are greater in California. Just notice this. Not every West, say this is not every West, because he has an observatory, he has scientific research centers of astronomy in Qom. So they verify these kind of informations and give it to Sayyid Sistani Damadullah. So Sayyid Sistani says, not every region in the West. Some Maharajas say, okay, sighted in the East, it has to be sighted. Sayyid Sistani is very scientific, peculiar. So let's say Florida sighted. So California has to follow. Even if they don't sight, they can follow. But what about Alaska? Alaska is in the West? No. See, the moon sighting parameters in Alaska are not as in Florida. In fact, there's impossibility in Alaska. Okay. So what about Canada if it was sighted in Florida? Okay. Let's say this British Columbia area or this area of Canada in the West. No, this is in the blue zone. What does that mean? That means the parameters are different. Though it is west of Florida, but the parameters are different. Okay. So let this be in your knowledge that Sayyid Sistani is very so peculiar. So that's why I follow Sayyid Sistani in this ruling. Before I used to follow Sayyid al-Khu'i, but I can't say Sayyid al-Khu'i Sayyid Sistani is more knowledgeable, or Sayyid Sistani. No, because Sayyid Al-Khui's time, these resources were not available. And Sayyid Sistani has this scientific research center in Qum al-Muqaddasa where they follow these kind of, and they verify these calculations, and they tell us that yes, sighting is possible or not possible. That's why Sayyid Sistani issues declaration every year. Whenever there are chances of variations, he issues declaration. But when there are no chances of variation, he just does not issue any declaration. So from this we know that Sayyid Sistani's theory is very scientific, related, and he has a research center. He's not relying on any John, Dick, and Harry scientists. No, he has his own observatory. He has his own professionals there who are scientists. They verify and confirm a lot of scientific astronomical issues which are related to our fatwas. So this is the fatwa of Ayatollah Sistani. So his fatwa is that the region should be in a way that if it is cited here, it has to be cited here. So he says the hadith mentions if it's cited here, this the other city can follow. If the moon was there in their sky and the parameters were similar to this is not there in the hadith. This is the continuation of the explanation of the hadith based on scientific data for Sayyid Sistani. So we have Sayyid Al-Khui. So Sayyid Al-Khui, for example, let's say this year, so Florida till California, all these green areas in United States, they are 99.9% they will sight the moon and they will have Eid, inshallah. Why don't you say 100%? Because I keep one for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wal ilmu indallah. Okay. So this is number one. Sayyid Sistani's followers in USA, they have this expectation, strong expectation. That means if the moon is sighted here, but in Europe, Sayyid Sistani followers, they don't have any chance here. Okay. So these are all telescopic zones, red and gray. And only a small area of Portugal and eastern Spain and Morocco. This is also in the blue zone. What does blue zone mean? That this moon is maybe in a sightable situation, may not be. If the conditions are not perfect, then it is not in a sightable position. And it has happened many times. Blue zones, no moon sighting declaration comes to us. But green zone, moon sighting declaration comes to us definitely. But blue zone sometimes comes, sometimes it doesn't come. So that's why sighting is required. So for our beloved ones in Portugal, Sayyid Sistani followers, if on 1st May at night, there is no witnesses, either in northern Morocco or east of Spain, or this where the sighting is possible in these regions, if they don't have any just witnesses, Mu'minin community, please do not fall for the declarations. Okay, some declarations are fake declarations. I'm not pointing out at any specific person, because I've seen some Maulanas, they issue declaration. I've seen some Islamic center, they issue some declaration. I've seen some Arabs, whether they are Arabs, whether Urdu speaking communities, whether and from UK especially, the declarations are like those, like Sayyid Al-Khamenei one day said that United Nations is paper factory. So it becomes like a paper factory, just declarations. Please do not do declaration, follow these declarations. Their declarations are misleading. If you are follower of Sayyid Sistani, Damadullah, you have Qum al-Muqaddasa, office of Ayatollah Sistani. Najaf al-Ashraf, office of Ayatollah Sistani. UK, office of Ayatollah Sistani. If not, contact us. We are affiliated with the offices of Ayatollah Sistani. We will give you the direction, whatever direction is given to us by the office. So please call us, and we are very clear with this. We don't misguide or mislead everybody's Eid or everybody's. No, we are very specific. Followers of Ayatollah Sistani, yes. Followers of Ayatollah Khui, no. Like we specify. So because we have these three theories, one is sharing of the night, Ayatollah Khui, and some other Maraja, they have still that theory. Ayatollah Sistani, pure scientific theory, and the unity of the horizons means if the moon sighting parameters are similar or greater. And then we have the telescopic direction, which is Sayyid al-Khamenei and those Maraja who follow telescopic region. So again, to sum up what is going to happen this Eid, we come to, this is also from one of the website. I've kept the website, you can check it out. So the green zone there is this red zone here, and the blue zone there of moon sighting is this one. And these are all telescopic region. You can see telescopic region starts from India, Pakistan, on 1st May at night. This is 1st May. See, 1st May at night. So 2nd May, telescopic Maraja, 99% in Europe, they will have Eid. Okay. So telescopic Maraja, here see red, from India, part of India. Pakistan is in that telescopic zone. Iran is in telescopic zone. And then telescopic zone becomes greater in this Turkey, and this whole Europe is in telescopic zone. So there will be declaration for Sayyid al-Khamenei and the Maraja who do the telescope, if that their Eid is on 2nd May. Okay, there will be declaration, but I hope and I pray that that declaration specifies that this is only for the telescopic zone in Europe, especially in UK. You see, UK, it's in total telescopic zone. There's no green zone here. Neither Sweden, neither France, neither Spain, Germany. Only small parts of that is non-telescopic, which I already mentioned about Portugal. So I'm not going to repeat. So basically Europe, except little parts of Portugal, no Eid for Ayatollah Sistani Damadullah on 2nd May. Impossible. Ayatollah Sistani says if the moon sighting parameters are not in a way that it can be sighted by naked eye, impossible. Even if there are witnesses, don't take those witnesses, because he is very much peculiar about, and his observatory clarifies that there is no probability, even 1%, that Europe, the moon can be sighted in Europe with naked eye. Okay, so again, in summary, say this Sistani followers, Europe, no, except for small part of Portugal. Okay, and that's also depending on moon sighting with testimony, not declarations. So that's say the Sistani Damadullah. It will be on 99%. The Eid is on Tuesday, 3rd May. For Ayatollah Khoi followers, is there sharing of the night? Let's check out. So this is California, this is Florida, this is Sweden, this is end of Europe, like going through Ukraine. Okay, yes, Europe is in the zone where it shares with the areas where the moon will be sighted in Florida and California, inshallah. So Europe, Ayatollah Khoi followers, or Sheikh al-Fayyad followers, or Sheikh Wa'id al-Khurasani, those who have the similar method of Ayatollah Khoi, their Eid will be on 2nd, one day before Ayatollah Sistani Damadullah. Okay, so this is why I said that the Ayatollah Khoi, this is the Khoi followers, but refer to Khoi Foundation. Khoi Foundation have taken responsibility to make declarations for Ayatollah Khoi followers for the Eid. I'm not taking that responsibility anymore, because in this ruling, I am following Ayatollah Al-Uzma Sayyid Ali Sistani, because I changed to this ruling because it's very pure scientific based direction, and there's observatory, there's a lot of research done. So I'm satisfied with the direction of Ayatollah Sistani. So for followers of Ayatollah Khoi, if I get any information from Khoi Foundation, I'll post it. If not, then please refer to Al-Khoi Foundation. Their website is known. You will see the declaration there, and their phone numbers are also there. So Ayatollah Sistani, no on 2nd May, no Eid, except for minor probability in a little bit of Portugal. Ayatollah Khoi, yes, 99.9% Europe has Eid on 2nd May. Sayyid al-Khamenei and the telescopic Maraja followers, yes, 99.9% they will have this. So if a declaration comes out that Maraja, they have Eid, please do not follow those. Those are false, fabricated, misleading, misguiding declarations, whether it's from a dhakir or a Maulana or a center or a group of a Maulana, whomsoever, without specifying anything, that is going to be misleading. So followers say, why? Like, I'm surprised. Why followers say this is that they are oppressed by the groups and the biceps, and they one day, Allah wants them one day extra to be guests. Holy month of Ramadan is a guest, comes to us and makes us guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is our guest, holy month of Ramadan. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that he comes as a guest to you and makes you guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Du'itum fihi ila dhiyafatillah. First of all, qad aqbala, and then. So why to dump, say this Sistani followers, make them haram thing and break the fast? Why do that? That is not right. Making people break their fast on the day which is the holy month of Ramadan, claiming that it's Eid, this is haram, this is misleading, this is misguiding. If lay people, they do that, that's fine. But if Islamic center or responsible personalities or responsible groups, they do like that, this is shameful situation. Then people will not trust. Then just people, they don't trust us. How will they trust us if we are not guiding them properly, if we are misleading them? So therefore, we have to, I consider myself a small talib ilm, student of knowledge. But whether you are talib ilm, whether you are zakir, whether you are alim, whether you're a group of ulama, whether you're a group of zakirin, whether whatever, Islamic center, Islamic masjid, whatever, it's a responsibility. Clarify for the people. Why are you afraid? There's no disunity. So Sunni, what will say? Even Sunni brothers, they have a couple of Eids. When I was in the United States, there were 3 Eids. One, the moment the moon is out from the darkness, they say this is Eid. That's one group in the United States. Another, they'll follow Saudi Arabia. They'll follow second day Eid. Third, the local sighting. It's normal. Muslims, they can differ. The unity is the unity of the heart, not unity of the Eid. We want unity, Eid, one Eid, and then we bash each other and demean each other. That's not right. Have 2 Eid, 3 Eid, but let the heart be united. Respect, respect, respect. Respect other Maraja. That is what is important here. Why we don't respect the followers of Sayyidi Sistani? Why it is always the case that followers of Sayyidi Sistani are bullied with this kind of declaration. And they get lost, they get confused. So my direction, my guidance is for the followers of Sayyidi Sistani. Please do not trust any declarations. Any declarations. It's your haram, it's your wajib day of fast, depending on declarations which are not reliable. Even if they're flashy, the masajid, center, group, this, that, no, these are not reliable. If any declaration does not tell you, followers of the sharing of the night, they have this day. Follower of the telescopic group, this day. Follower of Sayyidi Sistani, this day. If they don't not tell you like the way I'm giving you this direction, those declarations are useless. They are keeping the people in limbo. Okay, based on whose taqlid? I'm following this marja, I'm following that marja. You just take a black and white declaration, whether it's some of the Islamic centers in UK, they do that to make one Eid. You are more aware of the Sharia, the religious authority. The Maraja, they respect each other. It's by default. There's no disunity there. And they're united. But they have different fatwas. So why we are more knowledgeable, we pretend that we are more knowledgeable, especially we do wear amama, we think that we know more than Maraja, the maslaha. That is wrong to think like that. Let's direct the community the way the Maraja direct us. Give everybody truth. He doesn't like it, she doesn't like it, that's fine. But you have done your responsibility in front of Allah and tell them, say these Sistani followers, it is not your Eid tomorrow. You are one day guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has kicked us out one day. You are now one day extra guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Enjoy. Be positive. Be positive. Take positive. One day extra. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam in Hujjat al-Wada', he cries of missing Eid. And here we are agitated. Oh, maybe Eid, maybe not Eid. No, these masjid center has declared, masjid has center, Zakirin has declared, Maulana has declared, this has declared, that group has declared. Oh, Baba, why? What problem? Go to office of Ayatollah Sistani Namadullah. Check out. Yes, yes, no, no. If you're doubting, complete that day. Your fast, your roza will not be haram. Because Ayatollah Sistani says, as long as you don't know that it is Eid and you are doubting, you don't have to travel also. You don't have to travel. You complete your day because there's no certainty for you. Once you're certain, then you break your fast. You're not certain, you don't have to travel. So in summary, I don't know how many summaries were there. Okay, so for telescopic scholars, see, I'm bluntly saying that this. Why don't other centers or other shoes, they do like that? It's amanat. Telescopic scholars, Maraja who allow telescope. The sighting will start from part of India, Pakistan, Iran, and all the way. So for them, 99% the Eid is on 2nd May, inshallah. And God knows best. Refer to your offices of Maraja. Don't rely on declarations. Refer to the offices of Maraja. These declarations might be true, might not be true, especially if they're black and white and they don't specify the different marja'iyah. Number 2, Ayatollah Khui followers in Europe. I'm talking about Europe. Okay. In Europe, Ayatollah Khui followers, there is strong possibility, 99.9% from Florida till California, they will sight the moon. So we Europe, do we share the night? Yes, we shared the night. This is the before the sunrise in Sweden and all these areas. And this is even Africa follows in that region. And we have California, the sun has already set. So that means from Florida to California, we share the night. Sayyid al-Khui followers, 2nd day. Good. And finally, Sayyidi Sistani followers, except for Portugal, if there is a testimony of moon sighting. Other than that, no. Entire Europe will have, if Portugal has no moon sighting testimony, entire Europe will have on Tuesday. So for telescopic scholars, refer to your representative of the scholars. For Sayyid al-Khui followers, refer to Khui Foundation. For Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, refer to Najaf al-Ashraf office, Qom office, UK office. If you cannot get hold of them, please contact me or anyone who's connected with the office of Ayatollah Sistani strongly. We will direct you in the direction of Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Ali Sistani, and we'll give you how to confirm, so that you don't rely on me, you rely on the testimony, on the confirmation. I give you how to confirm. So I'll direct you how to. I don't give you fish, I teach you how to fish. We hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the misleading declarations and misguiding declarations. I'm not talking about all the Islamic centers. I'm not talking there are so many groups of ulamas and so many groups of dhakirin and so many groups of, no, I'm not talking. I'm talking specifically who deliberately, intentionally mislead the people with these kind of things. And some of them, they come up with this tab'id, partial taqleed. Let me just mention this also. Partial taqleed, we ask the ulamas, the maraja, who decides to do partial taqleed? Not the Maulanas of Islamic centers. No, they are not qualified. Majority of them, we don't have Ayatollah who's that caliber, who can distinguish Bahth Kharij, who leads an Islamic center, or a masjid. We don't have in Europe. Okay? Maybe there are some Ayatollahs, maybe, we don't know. But those who can compare and distinguish the Bahth, whose Bahth is strong and accurate, that's not like that. We group of Talaba, we made a group with scholars, okay? We went to see which one is more stronger, Ayatollah Khui's fatwa or Ayatollah Sistani, okay? So some scholars, they say Ayatollah Khui's fatwa is very strong and deep. Some, Ahlul Khibra, I'm talking about those who teach Bahth Kharij in Najaf and Qom. Some, they said, no, Ayatollah Sistani's fatwa is more accurate, more reliable, more stronger. So we came back on square zero. Okay. So therefore, to do tab'id, you need to know this direction, the marja who's giving this is a'lam than this marja. You have to go through Ahl al-Khibra. I have to go through a lot of chains of Ahl al-Khibra. I was following Sayyid al-Khui in this ruling. But I have to go through chains of Ahl al-Khibra and ask this and ask that. And finally, you say, in this ruling, moon sighting, I follow Sayyidi Sistani Damadul. In others, I'm still on Sayyid al-Khawi. So this tab'eed required a lot of effort, a lot of work. For laymen, it is not easy to do tab'eed. For the scholars, they have to do a lot of research, not just because to make one Eid, make tab'eed. So that is not something which is, yes, if your scholar, if the scholar you have has done his homework and research and said that you all can refer to this fatwa, he has to mention it. He has to mention it that yes, he has done his, he has to take responsibility. When he invites, tab'eed is not wrong. Tab'eed is not impossible. I'm doing tab'eed, but I had to do a lot of research. I have to ask a lot of al-khibra and a lot of mujtahideen until I came to this conclusion. So you guys have to also ask the Maulana, which tells you, okay, refer to this mujtahid in this tab'eed. Then you will check with your marja. Does your marja allow tab'eed or not? Some maraja, they don't allow. Sayyidi Sistani allows tab'eed in a very strict conditions. Do these strict conditions apply or not? So that is your responsibility to find out. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.